Hi, I'm Crystal Daggett. I am the Distribution Center Transportation Assistant here at the Topeka Rescue Mission. Let's see, where do I begin? The Girl Scouts have actually had a big influence on my life. Part of the Girl Scout promise is I will serve God and my country and to help people at all times. And I have really strived to do that. I think I was 6, and I wanted to know who this God person was, and I knew I was going to be in the military. I knew Jesus as the man with holes in his hand from even before we went to church. He cried with me, he held me, he was there for me. Fast forward a couple of years, I was in Marine Corps Junior ROTC in high school at Topeka High, although when I got old enough, the Marine Corps wouldn't take me. But I know God had different plans for me, so I joined the Army instead. I went in as a mechanic. Very quickly I learned that being a mechanic was not where I needed to be because everybody else knew how to be a mechanic already, and I knew nothing about mechanics. When we got ready to deploy to Iraq, a lot of people were asking me why I wasn't scared to go to Iraq, and I simply told them because when we went to Iraq, if I died, there was going to be a big old welcome home ceremony when I go home, because I'm just an alien here on Earth, and the Bible said that we're foreigners, we're aliens. Now over in Iraq, it was the best of times and it was the worst of times. I was a 50 cal machine gunner, and I did have to participate in war, which was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But one of the biggest blessings I got to do was I got to witness to the Iraqi men. When I got pulled from there, I went and did supply work. I got hurt October 19th. 300 pounds of cable fell on my back and crushed me. They told me I wasn't going to walk again. They had to put a metal rod in my back and all this other stuff, and I kept telling them that's not going to happen. That God didn't heal me from everything else to just have me paralyzed in a wheelchair. Got back to Germany. They did some x-rays before the surgery, and they found out that I have degenerative disc disease and not a crushed spine. They did not know where the x-rays came from, but I knew it was God's miracle. I still had to recover for about 2 months. Went back to Iraq because there was a mission I had to do there. I didn't know what the mission was, but I had to go back. When I got back, three Iraqi men came up to me, wrapped their arms around me, and they basically were saying, Allah's will would be for you to get hurt and stay hurt, but your God, Jesus Christ, healed you. And we believe in your God, Jesus. They actually gave me their prayer rugs and refused to worship Allah from that point on. So that was the biggest mission that I did over in Iraq. Fast forward a few more years, I got out of the Army, trying to figure out what to do with my life. I was engaged at one point down in Texas. I was living with his parents, and they decided I wasn't right for their son and kicked me out of their house. I had just started a job, and when I went to seek assistance down there, I was told I needed to quit my job and then they would help me. So I was actually homeless for about 3 months while I saved up enough for deposit and everything. I lived with my little Chihuahua Jack Russell, Charlie Brown, and I put him in doggy day camp while I was at work during the day. And then I was able to get my own place. Moved up to Kansas City, went to start school and got my AA, my associates. Then I went to Missouri Western. I started with Wildlife Conservation Management, bachelor's degree. That didn't work out when I hit a taxidermy class. Brought back a lot of PTSD issues, as well as it hit about the same time I had another friend commit suicide. I have lost our group of 20. There's now, current day, there's me surviving, and that's it. I was going through a really rough time trying to seek help. I was told because I didn't drink, I didn't do drugs, I didn't self-mutilate, I wasn't homicidal or suicidal, I didn't have promiscuous sex, therefore I was fine. and they would not help me. I turned to churches, but they weren't. The church that I did seek help from was not very helpful, and they actually kicked me out of their church. Trying to rebound from that, and I did sink into a really deep, dark hole that I didn't know if I would get out of. I actually came here back to Topeka to try to be surrounded by supportive people. The VA here in Topeka actually did help me, and when I was connected with a program there, they actually connected me with the Topeka Rescue Mission for Christmas. They kept saying, they have some opportunities there. It's like they really need people for Christmas. And I said, well, okay. Helped all through Christmas. I was down there at the store and in the back sorting and up front helping with the shoppers. And then Kay called me and said, do you want a job? And I said, okay. If it wasn't for the Topeka Rescue Mission, I don't think I would be where I am today. I do think that I am with a bunch of supportive people. I think that being at the mission, I have actually been able to connect in other ways. I am a mentor for the Dare to Dream program. I am also going through TUMI. And had I not known about the rescue mission and had opportunities there, I probably wouldn't get involved. So with that, I thank the Topeka Rescue Mission by including me in their family. So.